Speak to My Heart Life Coaching presents the Door to Expansion webcast. Your host, Mar Anthony Hubbard. Co-host, Stephanie Hollins Passmore. Prepare your ears to listen and your heart to receive. As you take in words that change lives, renew hearts, and open minds.
Well, good day, good people. How are y'all today?
I'm good.
Thanks.
Good.
So, titled this one right here, the Pre-Mother's Day Show, because of course we know Mother's Day is coming up, and what better way not than to have some mothers that's on the show? Of course, I was just joking earlier that I can go and put my dress on and my wig, and then identify as a woman. But I said I'll bypass all that, and then I'll just let y'all do y'all thing as mothers. So we go with that. So of course, welcome to the Door to Expansion, everybody. I am your host, Mar Anthony Hubbard, the founder and owner of Speak to My Heart Life Coaching. And if you don't know what a life coach is, it's somebody who's there to, I say, be a mentor, a guide to you as you look to achieve some of the goals that you're looking to do. So, with that being said, I will turn it over to my co-host, Miss Stephanie.
Hey, this is Stephanie Hollins Passmore. I am the solo practitioner for the Narrative Shift here in the beautiful Washington area. And I am a licensed mental health therapist and marriage and family counselor, and I facilitate healing. I help to shift perspective and present positive messages for my clients.
All right, and then I will let Miss Megan introduce herself.
Hello, I'm Megan, and I am the owner of Maisie Scented Candles, based out of Germany, and try to be your go-to person for eco-friendly soy wax. Body positivity, all the positive messages I can pass through my art. So, yeah, that's good.
All right. And we had two other guests that might possibly show up today, and if they do, we'll welcome them on in here. But until that time period, we're gonna just jump right on in here. And like I said, we're talking about the Mother's Day, and basically, as both of y'all were, both veterans, both mothers, both wives, want to just discuss a little bit about that right now. And so, the first question I have for both of you is, how has your past motivated you to do what you do now?
Mm.
You go first.
Oh, just throw me there.
Just throw it out
Okay.
there. Just throw it out there.
And I want to apologize in advance for my caffeine intake. So I may be talking a little fast. Okay. Yeah. How has my past motivated me to do the things that I do now, especially with my um, marriage and family counseling and individual counseling? I would say, I think my past has been like a testimony. So it's like in working with individuals and helping them in their healing process, it's also a form of healing for myself. And I think my past, I can relate to a lot of my clients. And so I kind of bring that that presence. And it's like, hey, you're not the only one that's been there, done that, experienced that. Just allowing my clients to realize that they're not alone. So yeah.
All right. What
Okay.
about you, man?
So, I kind of fell into this, truthfully. I knew I always wanted to do something like make things, or I just didn't know what I was doing. Like, I wanted to start a business or a side hustle, and then I just didn't know the logistics and the business aspect of it all. And being Navy as a logistics specialist, I knew some like that aspect of it. But when I got out, I just didn't have much going on. I was taking a break from school and everything, but I didn't want to be doing nothing. So I literally just researched easy start businesses, like with low cost input, like for in upfront and everything, and what I physically thought I was able to do, and kind of just started practicing. And it evolved over the time that it took for me to learn my craft and everything, to wanting to be more eco-friendly. And like how you were saying, I wanted to project positivity, support Mother Earth, take care of yourself. And with my body candles, like we're all beautiful, all shapes, colors, and sizes and stuff. And I've been trying to just do that, things that I know that I struggle with, that I'm certain now that other people struggle with too, and try to build a community to support like-minded individuals. So, and also I didn't want to work in an office. Like I've been for a long time, I had issues with anxiety and everything, and being around groups, and which is weird because I was in the Navy. So anyway, but I wanted to try to do something I could do at home. I can be with my kids, and I can control those things, the atmosphere and stuff. I don't know, all the extra pressure from other people. So it's been nice to be able to do my own thing. And if I feel like doing it, I'll do it. If I maybe today's not a good day, I'm not going to do it. Just having that flexibility, and to actually be able to be with my kids and be present emotionally, physically, emotionally, and all that. It really has been such a blessing, truthfully. That a happy accident that worked out.
You said a
So
happy accident.
yeah. Like I got a little money saved up. I think I could do something, and it's working out. So that's always nice.
So I'm not getting too far into your medical stuff, but as far as the anxiety go, and you doing the shows and everything, is it better because it's your own product that you putting yourself out there like that?
Yeah, I feel like in the beginning, like when I first start, it's like getting into the flow of it, because it's all day thing or a weekend thing. So always in the beginning, I'm terrified. Not gonna lie, but once I kind of get a few people under my belt, I can kind of relax and just talk about what it is I do and know, because I did it. So it makes it a lot more enjoyable after a while, and being able to connect with people and put faces to names and see repeat customers come back, and all that. It's nice. It's definitely draining at the end of the weekend, especially if I'm not doing it regularly. But I do enjoy it. It's controlled, so I like it. Like I can work myself up to it, and it's so far I haven't had any bad days. So
And
Well,
and
in
the
order
reason,
to have go
oh, go
ahead.
ahead.
No, I was just going to add, like, in order to have influence and impact like that, you have to have the courage to like put yourself out there. And yeah, so
and most
kudos.
of the time people are really nice. Like if I start feeling like I'm getting worked up, I'm like, just give me one. I'm sorry, give me a second. So let me regroup. And they're like, you're doing fine. And then they start like picking stuff up because I have stuff to distract them. So it works out fine. It works good.
And I'm a kind of bypass any other question on that one right there, because my quote at the end is going to deal with some of the stuff that you just got through talking about. So it's just amazing how everything just wraps up all together.
Sweet.
And even though I'm not a woman, and it's a pre Mother's Day show, I do have to put it do a plug in here because I'm reading this book right now, and it mentions being able to overcome your fear. And of course, most time the biggest fear most people have out there is public speaking. And my secondary job is that's what I have to do. I have to go and talk to transition and service members, and I tell them all the time, I'm a true introvert, and I cannot stand coming up here and speaking in front of people. But I enjoy it, and I'm just like you. If I can control the masses and if I can control the atmosphere, then I don't have a problem with it. And
Mhm.
and I think that's one of the things as just people themselves is once you actually go out there and you control the narrative of everything, that anxiety, that fear, and all that other stuff, it'll kind of dissipate a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Yeah, just a little
Yeah.
bit. I mean, if anybody ever come up and tell me they not nervous or anything like that prior to something, I'm like, oh man, either you good
Are
or
you
you ain't
lying?
telling the truth.
Yeah.
So I mean, and it kind of speaks to that question right there about your past and how it has motivated you for the simple fact that yes, just because you weren't good at something, prior to, and now you looking at what you're doing now, it seemed like it just came all the way full circle now.
It has, and I'm very humbled, honestly. So I'm just hoping that so like trying to be positive with everything that this is going to work out and I can keep doing it and build a brand and everything so I can one day have a store, which would be amazing. But not yet. We're not there yet, But
Meaning we're not there yet at like taking the necessary steps, or we haven't yet created like the vision.
no, I have the vision.
We have the vision.
Yeah. I just I want to be more established, and then the uncertainty with where we'll be living and everything. So that's a key factor for when we come back to the States, because things run differently in the States than in Germany. So, but I'm 100% down for it, and I'm working on growth and everything. So
That's always a beautiful thing.
yeah, it's amazing.
Like I'm
So
reading this book called Ready to Rise, and it's Joe Saxton wrote it, and she talks about how women are in leadership, and she put here, it's like, what is the cost when a woman lacks access and investment, encouragement to own her voice, and opportunities for influence in her sphere when there is no obvious pathway to progress? And so when women aren't present, she says, there's no startup companies never start, nonprofits that are not birthed into communities, churches that aren't planted, songs and books and art that are left unwritten, uncreated, risks that aren't taken, neighborhoods that are not nurtured and connected, families of every shape and size that are not strengthened, scientific discoveries that are left unknown. So women have so much impact and influence, and women need their voices and influence of healthy, empowered women to make an impact on our world for the common good. So, not just for our families, not just for our own self indulgence and pleasures, but for the common good, the whole.
Extend out.
Yeah. So, where would we all be without women?
probably not here.
Yeah, quite literal of you, but
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah.
with that being said, then, well, why do you think? I guess it's so. Why is it that you don't see as many women owning different businesses and stuff, or only in certain businesses?
Hmm. She disappeared.
I know.
Like,
I'm back.
what a way to answer that question. Um, I feel like there's a lot of answers for that, honestly, but like a lot of variables go into that. But I don't know, not being supported and then, giving up and make everything being harder because of all the hats we have to wear, like being a mom and I don't know how to say it, but I'm terrible with words. But
It's like
just
oftentimes we're stretched, right?
yeah. There's so many things we have to do. We can't focus completely on one thing. We always have to like break ourselves up to because in a lot of households, the woman is the root and everything. I don't know how to explain.
Yeah, it's like we're stretched. Like we as women, we can multitask. It's just that we have that mindset if like we're giving 100% in all areas. So if we have like little setbacks or mistakes or poor choices or just exhausted, we're so hard on ourselves. And so if we don't do it fully 110%,
And I'm not doing it at all.
we just will scale back. Like we will not do it at all if we can't perfect our crafts or be the best mom or be that spouse that works both inside outside of the home and being equal to our partners. So it's like if we don't give 110% and if we don't see ourselves as perfected or innovative, we just tend to pull back. It's not that we can't multitask, it's just we're spread.
Do I need to do this? Is this a long-term option? Am I actually going to be able to complete this and all that, So you said it perfect.
So as a clinician, how often do you see couples come in here, or probably even just women come in here with that same thing?
Well, a lot of the time, especially when I'm seeing just females, just individually or in their couple component, it's always the stress of being exhausted from wearing so many hats. And oftentimes with having partners, they don't recognize like the things that their female, like the things we need. Just men don't necessarily have this emotional intelligence to pour into women.
Yeah, like you would think that we've been married this long. How do you not know what I'm thinking? You know what I mean? But
they'll never know everything about us. Not up until our deathbed. They'll still be like, yo, you can't die on me. Like, where's the laundry detergent? Where you put you just I don't think men like, okay, I don't want to make anybody upset, but like, I think women, we can,
like you don't want to bash, but
I think we can manage on our own, like the world. Men can become distinct and like, and not distinct, and we still be okay. The opposite cannot happen with males.
He's like, what? Excuse me?
I'm not gonna go that far.
I would say do everything that a man can do, but I don't think a man can do everything a woman can do.
No, I don't think so.
Well, and not do it well.
Yeah, like
you know what?
They'll survive.
You know what? We'll table that one because that'll be a whole different discussion right there. So, but I think both of y'all did hit on some great points in there as far as the stress level and the various roles that you wear. And because I mean, if you think about it as a man, most men, I would say they feel their role is to go out and provide. So, they're going to go to work and then they're going to do this and do that. And then when they come home, it's like an expectation of, hey, I've been out. I didn't went out there and got, made the money, got the food. Now, whenever I come home, this is what I expect. But then other women, whenever they come in, they probably been out there doing the same thing. Then they probably expected to come home, cook, and all this other stuff. And then of course you have the kids that some
Me.
men, yeah, and of course, it's funny. I always see memes and always the women always talking about it whenever they go to the bathroom. That little kid is sitting right there. But you never see a meme or anything like that with a guy.
No, not with that anyway. Usually they have their phones and their tablets and they're playing games.
But the kid will never come in the bathroom and bother them. But
Yeah.
mom, yeah, they in there.
Even pets will wait outside the door.
Yeah.
Like, they come out and my dog is right there. I'm like, I'm fine. Hi.
The kids slipping the notes under the door. I've had my
little
kids come
finger.
in while I'm in the shower with a pen and paper. Can you sign like school trip? Like, I'm like,
There's other people in the house now.
Or when
where your daddy at?
yeah, like he's sitting right there. They'll just completely walk past him.
Kids will like walk past, step over dad to
Yeah.
get to mom. Yeah.
Mom, I have a question.
Mhm.
What? Like,
So, with that being said, as a mother, what type of characteristics or actions are you modeling in front of your kids that you hope that they are picking up to apply to their lives now and plus in the future?
modeling, actively doing on a regular basis. um, I try to push education.
Okay.
I needed to take a break, but I made sure that my kids saw me going to school and everything. I got my bachelor's, and I made sure I walked for my associates because I didn't know if I was going to walk for my bachelor's, and that the kids were there to see it. So, well, the two anyway, mainly the big one, but I tried to make sure they see me trying to better myself when it comes to that. Like, I joined a book club and stuff. My son's like, "You're in book club?" And I'm like, "Yes." And he's like, "You're not old." I'm like, it's not what the precursor for book club, But you know, just trying to treat people with respect and everything, and the not to judge people's lifestyles or one big thing, especially with us moving out here to Germany, we've been trying to show cultural diversity, So them being young enough to see, remember, experience, absorb, and use it in their adult life versus like the rest of us who were exposed to certain things on liberty, you know what I mean? For small spurts here and there. So definitely cultural diversity is a big one we try to push in our house. So, and
Okay.
that's what I can think of at the top of my head.
What you got, Steph?
Well, for me, like I deal with depression and anxiety, and so for me, um, just showing up sometimes is just enough to show my kids like how to kind of push through, how to be intentional, determined, to not allow yourself to kind of self-loathe and to kind of sit in that stagnant spot and just to kind of shift the perspective, shift the narrative, and kind of push through. So I'm hoping I'm showing them some strength um, and some courage in my day to day, and hopefully they'll feel as though that's enough to make it through, not just to struggle and manage through, but just to do so with courage and strength.
And do y'all see any of that stuff, like a little bit of it now? Even with the cultural diversity in your kids, Megan?
Isaiah loves living out here. He loves it. He's actively trying to learn languages and stuff, and he taught. He's a little bugger. I love him so much, but I think he likes it. Like he wants people to come and visit so that he can show them the different places we've been, or just like he may not say it, but I can see it in his actions. And when we go out, and the little pep in his step, and like how he talks to my mom on the phone, and the things that we've done and stuff. So I know it's working. So that's good. And Alba as well. Like remember when we went to the place with the thing, like the Eiffel Tower, and how we went up to the top and she can identify certain things in stories and on TV and know that, oh, well, we went there or we did this. So I feel like that is working. So,
Okay.
and we'll see, I guess. But
You
yeah,
see
I'm
it?
proud of them.
You see any of those qualities, Stephen?
Yeah, I'm in a different stage where I have adult children now, and so um, it's come back to me. Oftentimes, my kids, sometimes I can be down and not feeling quite myself, and they'll be like, "Mom, you remember that conversation we had? Like, yo, you a counselor? Like, yo, remember you were telling me this and that? Like, pull yourself up, and I'm so blessed with my kiddos. I've like thought I haven't been the best mom and always been emotionally and mentally present, but I've seen my kids just kind of blossom in their own way, and they're enjoying life, living life. I have a daughter who is active duty, military, army, and just to kind of see her go from leaving home and just kind of handling things on her own and not having to like help her financially or anything like that. And like she has some courage and strength there. And with my boys, just kind of moving in life and um, just handling things maturely and making better choices than I have made. And
That's all you can hope for, right?
when I say that is like it makes me feel good. I mean, it makes me feel really good to, despite um I always say despite having me as a mom, like they have really thrived. So that's all I can ask for from God. And that's like God's way of showing me everybody's okay.
So that's a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So before we go into these next topics, I'm gonna take this little commercial break. We are talking about entrepreneurs, and I don't call them small business. I just call them up and coming businesses. So We're gonna look at some of these up and coming businesses here. We'll be right back. All right. So with all that being said, because I think we always get some type of inspiration from many and various different places. So, can y'all think of any women who've inspired y'all? And I would ask, uh, who may they be, and what type of inspiration do you think you're showing other women or trying to provide to other women?
Who I think I find inspiring? Definitely my mom with specific things. um, because she's always there. She's in my corner no matter what. She was a single mother, she took care of us and turned us into mostly functional adults, uh, you know, good people and everything. And she did it with very little. So that's inspiring there. So definitely been able to take a lot of what she's taught us and kind of show my kids. And I know mostly the oldest right now. My kids are still young, but my mom, um, I'm like thinking of who might. I mean, maybe I can come back. You can come back to me on that. Like, try to find a good one. Sorry.
Well, that is a good one.
Yeah.
Mommy.
Yeah, my mom's the best. I don't know what I'm gonna do without her. Honestly, I will be lost. I'll tell you that. But
What you got, Stephanie?
I would have to say most inspiring would probably be my mom. Um, she has taught me so much without saying so much. Like, um, moms go through things, right? Moms had a life before they became moms. And
yeah,
so, um, like you were saying, Megan, like my mom was a single parent. Um, we struggled, and she could only give me what she had. And oftentimes that was very little as far as like emotional intelligence, um, words, you know, sometimes encouragement. But now, as I am a mom and an older woman, I now understand, you know, they could only give us what they could give us.
yeah,
And that shows strength, that shows courage, vulnerability. It shows just this ability to make something out of having very little. And so I can always say, like, I've always had a roof over my head. I don't think I've ever went to bed hungry. I had my needs met, and it's because she worked hard. And so the only takeaway or regret is like I wish she would have been able to
take
not
care of
have to
herself.
work so hard and to have self-care and not allow that now to tarry, onto her, because now she's matured and aged. You can see how all of that hard work and struggle and sacrifice has took a toll. And
Yeah,
so, yeah, I wish time could just reverse itself so she could be at home and tuck us in bedtime stories and just sit at the table and have dinner, little things like.
yeah,
But she has shown me like I did it because I loved y'all, and I have no regret in that. And so just hoping to, my kids will see me in that same way. Like, mom has no regrets. I don't hold anything against mom. She had to work, she's doing her thing. And so, yeah. So I celebrate Miss Cynthia Hollins. So, and my aunties, and my
yeah.
aunt
I was thinking that too.
have an
Yeah,
auntie who didn't have children, and so she was a second mom, Miss Linda Hollins, and she gave to us just like we were her own. So, and still do. So she's kind of like that peacemaker between me and my mom. So I celebrate aunties. My aunt
hmm,
Rita, who's a great cook. My aunt Joyce, who's like the fun auntie
yeah. The
who
one who'll come
doesn't
out
do
and play
stuff,
manhunt with you. you know.
all of that. Yeah, I can't put her out there because then.
Yeah, please don't. Please don't.
But yeah, aunties, and I want to say not just a woman, but my grandfather, Alan Hollins, no better man. Like, look, he passed away. If he did, like, someone sat at his funeral and said, if he don't make it in, ain't nobody else got a chance. Everybody else going to hell. So, but it takes for women not only to be encouraged by other women, but men are so important in pouring into us. So, yeah.
Yeah. My grandmother, she was amazing. Well, is amazing. She sacrificed a lot so that the grandkids could grow up together and have that village lifestyle, like all the holidays and stuff like that. And just like our moms. And it's like when you think about our mothers and how hard they had it, like imagine how hard it was for our grandmothers. You know what I mean? So I have a lot of respect for my grandmother. She's like a rock, she's like there's not much emotion there, but there's I know it's in there kind of thing. But she sacrificed a lot for us. So I definitely find her as a role model and like my aunts as well. I have four aunts to include in-laws, and they all have the different personalities that you need growing up. The examples. Well, I have another aunt who's passed away, but examples to follow, not to follow. The one that's cool, that's going to give you the advice you should hear, versus the stuff that people want you to know, like they don't want you to know, versus it's funny. But yeah, I was trying to think of maybe somebody in the Navy that a female, because you know how hard it is to find good female leadership. But I'm like, there was one lady. She was the lieutenant commander, but she had been prior enlisted on my first command. She was awesome, a nice, strong African American woman who made it. And a good example for me to follow. And I still communicate with her on and off till this day. And Miss Thompson, Mrs. Thompson, I think was her last name. I think she remarried or something. But anyway, she was one of the best ones. Like she would always, because like when I was a go-getter, like I'm getting all these quals. I'm learning my job. I'm going to be a freaking bad ass, if I'm allowed to swear. And she would always see me and be like, Antunes, it's okay to take breaks. Like you're doing great, but make sure you take care of yourself and all that. So she was really good example to follow. I liked her a lot. But
And
that's
these, yeah, I was gonna say with grandmothers, we don't that generation of grandmothers, most have left this world. These grandmas today are different.
different, yeah.
They're different, but for our generation and for our grandmothers, it's like those are like, where would I be without a grandmother? Those were like the prayer warriors. That's like somebody who would like sit up at night and pray, like when you go out and or they have that sixth sense, like, I know what you was up to last night.
Yeah.
God told me.
That was more my Nana. Like
Mm-hmm.
she wasn't very religious, but she'll smack you in the back of the head if she feels like you need it. You know what I mean? Like she's
But it was that gentle correction.
no.
Wasn't that gentle
hard,
about
but
that?
grandmama was like that gentle.
Like
that
Nana has
gentle
thick
correction.
hands. I don't know.
Oh,
You don't play. Nana, tell you
Isn't
that.
it amazing though? Like I know, I'm thinking about my granny when y'all was sitting up there talking about it. And my granny, she was maybe 5 foot, maybe weighed 95 pounds. But it was the respect factor that they received from everybody else.
mhm.
And it's just amazing to me whenever we look at them then and then look up to now. And I mean, she would catch the bus because she didn't drive. But anytime some kid seen her, they was moving out the way, asking her, hey, how can I help you? And I'm just like, why? What is it? What does this woman have on her that make you respect it? Because and now I would say it's the sign of the times as well. Because most of these kids wouldn't even listen to their own mama, but when she
Mhm.
spoke, they listened to her, and it was like you've never put your hand on these kids, nothing of the sort, but you respected her. And like you was talking about, grandmas during that time period, it was like some unknown thing that we, I guess, mentally had It's like, you know what? We got to respect this woman here.
Go ahead and don't.
Yeah.
Try
see
it.
what happens.
Yeah. And you won't get it just from her. You'll get it from all her sons too. Like,
Oh yeah.
so
Well, grandmothers kind of had that, like, like that village mentality. Like, they don't care whose child you belong to. If you was like like near distance, they was gonna put their hands on you. Rather,
yeah.
but that was for your own good. And I think as our generation, we respect it just out of respect that it was not to harm us, but for our good. So.
Like I'm Cape Verdean. It's a chain of islands off the coast of Africa. And like my family, our ancestors came from there, but there's this one respect thing that we do where if you're in a room with your elders, like you go to the oldest person first, and before you say anything, you put your right hand on your head and you ask them for their blessing, and then you go on to the next person and all of your elders. We say Ben Son. I think that's like the lazy way to say it for the younger generation, but back home, all the Cape Verdeans are like together in the neighborhoods and stuff. And so we would do it. We do it in our family still. And other families would like go to my grandmother and my mom and be like, "You guys still do that?" Like, hell yeah, we do that. And it's just even if we're the only family that does it, like I still teach my kids, like Zara, my 2-year-old, she'll if I tell her to say it, she'll do it. She doesn't know what it means yet, but like the big ones, like we try to pass it down to the younger generation so that they can still maintain that level of respect. It kind of reminds me a lot like how you address senior people in the military and stuff.
Yeah.
Just like that basic line of respect for who they are as in their position in the family. So I like it, the village stuff. So
I think we need a whole bunch more of that.
yeah.
Oh man, no, we don't. So we're gonna switch topics on here, and then we're gonna go into like the entrepreneurship side of the house. So, I'd like to find out what impact of your product are you looking to make a difference within other people's lives, and then how has your actual product impacted your own life?
So I feel like I'm always evolving and trying to find a better way to express that message. But for 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 right now, I mostly want to encourage eco living, like um because my products are eco-friendly and everything, like treat the earth with respect, recycle, reuse, reduce, things like that. And it's not perfection, but it's a mindset to try to a goal to move towards, and like I was saying with my body candles and everything, I just want people to celebrate who they are. Or like a lot of times in my mind, the when I make the candles, I'm thinking people like this because it looks like them. So when they buy it, I think they're connecting with it on a personal level, and it's a small victory in celebrating who they are, the way that they are. Like we moms, we got our bodies are not the same, I guess you could say, as when we first started out, and it's okay, like just trying to be inclusive and everything. I don't have the perfect script for it, but love yourself, be mindful of what you're taking in, especially because it's the type of product that it is. It's a vegetable base versus petroleum base, so it doesn't give off all the additional carcinogens as like big name brand candles might, just because it's cheaper to mass produce it. Like the quality is worth it when it comes to Mother Earth, as well as what you're taking in. And with the decorative stuff, like the added message of this is me and that's okay. Celebrate me, even if it's just with this. you know, I don't know.
So how do you think with that being so how do you think it has impacted your life?
My life, I feel like I have grown a lot since I've started the idea of doing this business. Like, I also struggle with depression and anxiety and insecurities and things like that. So I feel like doing this was a big deal. Not having exactly all the support that I thought I might have, it was a lot of believing in myself.
Yeah.
So um, I think it's helped me see my potential and that I can manifest my dream, not my dreams, but like the things that I'm trying to do. It's possible to make them happen, you know. And now I know the steps in order to do it, and I'm taking care of myself better. I'm on a schedule. My kids don't see me in like depressed or anything and or like super worked up about stupid things. Like I'm able to level out a lot better having this opportunity to work on my own and do these things. So it's helped me a great deal. So I tell all the people at my tables when they come to, oh my God, you do all of this. And oh, I wish I could do it, especially the moms or especially the prior enlisted moms who come to my tables and stuff. And I'm like, you can do it. You can do it. I I can tell you right now, it's hard, but you can do it. And I got like, I believe in you, you know? Like if I can do it, you can do it.
And I
So,
and excuse me, but not only as women but men as well. Sometimes you just need that person to say something like that. You can do it. I believe in you, because like you mentioned earlier, most people don't get that.
yeah,
Whether it's from the house, whether it's just co-workers, whether it's friends, and especially as being an entrepreneur, you sit and think like I'm really thinking this person is really gonna help me out because they're my family, they're my friends,
it's not
and
that
then
way.
yeah, and that's something that's that's something I always tell people is like, do not count on these certain people. And it was a few classes that I went through, and whenever they was talking about entrepreneurship, and the first thing people will say is, I have 5,000 followers on social media, and out of them 5,000 people, I expect at least 2,500 or 3,000 that's going to support me. And then you come back and you see three people, and it was like, well, what happened?
Yeah.
And not everybody is going to go with you on your journeys. Not everybody is going to believe in your dream, you
Yeah.
know. And so whenever you do have somebody to come in and say, you know what, I got you, I'll believe in you, I understand, and it makes the world of difference.
Like for example, this last craft fair, I've had a lot of growth since the last one, and it felt like the whole mindset at the craft fair because like these people vend like they do these vending events together, like they travel together and stuff, and I felt like I was accepted into their tribe, but it was just a whole shift. And this one girl, she used to be a probation officer and she's awesome. She makes like t-shirts and stuff, but she made all of us girls t-shirts that say girls support girls so that we could all wear it at the event, and it just really upped the vibe. And we were all successful that weekend, and just having somebody, it's a t-shirt, you know what I mean? It's a t-shirt, but one t-shirt, five t-shirts, we all are in this together. Let's all take care of each other, you know. It was very inspiring and helped make that whole like, why am I doing this? Like anybody who might have that mindset, it kind of just brought you out of it enough for you to get that boost to get to the next level. So it was just really awesome. And she didn't have to do anything, you know. All she had to do was sell her t-shirts, but she made a community for us. So
And
amazing.
it's amazing to me that something that small, but at the same time, if you would think what if moms or women or men all got together and supported each other? How much better we would be off. And
Yeah.
it's just amazing to me. So for Stephanie, for you, how is your business? Uh, well, the original question was, what impact of your product or your business are you looking to make a difference within other people's lives? And as far as being a counselor, we understand what your purpose is.
Hmm.
And
Yeah.
so, how would you describe the impact that you're making on other people's lives in your business?
Well, I hope that I would have what I call like quiet influence. Like I'm just not in your face. I'm not out here like necessarily promoting myself or because my product and I'm to, inspire hope. I'm facilitate healing, um, get people energized about like accepting the things that have happened to them and to commit to the healing process. And so sometimes that has to be a quiet influence where you just sit back and you're listening to their narrative and helping them to like maybe rewrite a chapter or two in life, to have a different outcome. Um, so I'm hoping to have this quiet influence, um, and have impact in that way. So if I am able to accomplish that, even with, you know, half of my caseload, then, I'm happy with that. But I would love to, I call it inviting communion. I'm having communion with people. And so that is, you know, helping people own their voice, um, have something to give and say, and to actually inspire them to have a purpose and a vision for their life moving forward. And so by me creating quiet influence and impact, that allows for others to, because of that influence or impact, to, kind of pay it forward. And so it's just this continuum. And so that's my hope.
And I think you kind of mentioned it earlier when we first started. Do you feel an impact on your life from doing your work?
Yes. It's like, and me helping others heal, it's like each time I'm sitting in front of a client, they think that I'm doing something for them, but they just don't know how much they're inspiring me and creating, when I see people have aha moments or able to like be discharged from therapy, it's like, it's inspiring me that I can move forward. Like anxiety, depression, it doesn't always have to be there. So yeah, they help me just as much. It's a teaching moment for me. And each time I sit down with my clients. So yeah.
And therapy lasts like their life skills built into therapy. So people are going to use what you give them forever, like, or hopefully anyway. I fully support therapy. Just saying.
I'm not a textbook therapist, and I tell clients when they come in and see me, especially those who have like really been harboring the trauma and the effects of trauma. It's like I'm not giving you these tools so that you can just manage. Like that's like me asking you to hold all of that and just kind of work through life with it. No, healing is like where we're able to just really unload all of that, unpack it, set it on the side of the curb for the trash man to come pick it up. So it's really about healing and moving forward. So that's my thing.
And Megan, I know you kind of touched on it a little bit, but I think even in your journey with those candles, whenever somebody come and grab those candles from you, as far as the impact that you have on other people. I mean, I done ordered a few of them from you, and all the feedback I always get has been some positive type stuff. Even like how you was just talking about with the body stuff. You know, how many times have we been out and seen somebody body shame people? But then you know what I'm saying. But you made these candles that look like people, and so whenever they get those candles, for me, and I'm just projecting how I would feel, if I was in your situation. I was like, you know what? This person got this candle for themselves. So that makes me feel
Yeah.
like I'm really doing something because
Yeah.
it's not no one size fit all type thing more than
It's
anything.
not, yeah. And like
And
some of the people that come up to the table and stuff, especially if like they have their kids with them, and you can see they need to pick me up. Like it's okay. You're doing great. You're doing great. You're a good mom. All your kids are beautiful. Like I try to, outside of just the actual product, I do try to connect with people and, tell them, give them, some feedback, like to help them carry on with their day or something,
Your candle is a mood. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I sit there and I light mine. It's like it's a calm. So when you're able to like shift someone's mood and put them at calm and at ease so that they can focus,
Mm-hmm.
that's healing in the moment. Like it's like
A reset.
mm-hmm,
It's like a
yeah,
reset.
yeah.
I'm glad I can help anybody, honestly. I like helping people too.
yeah, I think we all on this program, it's the same thing, and I would say even all the people I brought on here, it's the same thing, and the whole purpose of the whole show is just for that. Let's see. So Anthony said, "Give us the candle, get a candle. Y'all got me wanting one." Hey, Anthony, I'm telling you, and I would tell you, I've ordered probably about 5 or 6 of them,
Penny.
and nobody has complained. And what was funny was my mom, she just got hers for her Mother's Day, and she said, "I don't even want to light mine." She said, "I opened the box up and the scent just came out." And that right there, then of course, I hadn't even told Megan the packaging that it comes in. It's so professional. So I give you credit
It's
and
really
props on
hard.
that.
And I'm trying to do like a crystal and like learn the healing powers of crystals and everything. So offer different crystal infused candles and stuff. So I'm learning stones and things like that. That was my end product of learning and trying to put something together that could be more than just a physical product too. So I'm happy your mom likes it.
So it is about that time for us to go ahead and wrap it up. But Megan, I want you to, because I know like Anthony, he's in Texas down there, and so as far as ordering stuff from you, how would you prefer they do stuff like this?
I would prefer he email me. I would prefer that for him. But I do have an Etsy page that most people, like people from the United States, can order from my Etsy page because it handles all like the sales tax and everything and stuff like that. But I also have a Shopify page for my European customers where it's mostly local people, but he can email me and we can work it out. So
You got a good email address that he can hit you up on?
yeah, I can. Want me to type it in?
Yeah, you
Or
can type it. And to Steph, to wrap you up, I mean, you got any final words?
Let me find it. Okay. So let me see. Determine what gifts you have. Determine what gifts you have left unwrapped. You have a voice. You have purpose. Embrace what you've been given and just go. I mean, wasn't that snazzy? Right?
Can you give it to me one more time? I know.
reading.
No, I was trying to post the email address.
So, for those in the back, determine what gifts you have been leaving unwrapped. You have a voice. I can't talk today. The caffeine is Slowly leaving. You have a purpose. Embrace what you've been giving and just go.
And just go.
Just
Okay.
go. Just do it. Do
Megan,
it.
you have a quote or you got any final words?
No, I'm just really grateful that you invited me to do this. Like, I feel very honored to be a part of this whole experience. So, mostly that's what I want to let you know. Thank you so much.
Gotcha.
It's been very enlightening.
And that's what it's all about.
Inspirational.
So, I know Stephanie, she be so inspirational sometimes.
Not me.
As a whole.
It's challenging. I'm gonna say that, a positive. Challenge you to kind of step out of your comfort zone. So
Yes.
thank you, Maranthony.
So I got two quotes on this one right here. So the first one says, "You can't be prepared to win until you live." And wait a minute, you can't be prepared to win until you can live with the possibility of losing.
Mm.
And the other one is, "Testing the waters is better than drowning in the pool."
Testing the waters is better than drowning in a pool.
Yeah.
Like jumping straight in.
Yeah.
Mm.
You know what?
You're
Because
right.
and if you think about it, whenever we start talking about the entrepreneurship, you know, a lot of people are scared, or they be like, I don't know if I should do this. But you know, Megan had mentioned it, you know, with the women that come up there and be like, I don't know if I can do this. I don't know if I can do this. Well, there's only one way to find out. And you got to do it. So, yeah, that's it.
That's it. That's it, Coach.
That's it. So, with that being said, this has been another edition of the Door to Expansion webcast. So we are starting to come on at, once a month now. So it just may seem like, man, what happened to them? But yeah, we just went to a once a month format because one, we still have jobs and lives to live, but at the same time, we want to make sure we bring in some quality products and make sure that the stuff that we come on here is relevant to everybody. I do want to say happy Mother's Day to all the mothers, to y'all. And I hope everybody get what they want, and more than what they need, but what they want in this Mother's Day. So with that, that's all I have. Unless y'all have any other thing y'all want to put in there.
Thank you.
It was just funny this morning. My son called and he was like, "Hey, I want to make plans," and it's like having adult children and them trying to just, make time for their mama. And
Nice.
that was just sweet. So
got me tearing up over here. All right, then with that, I'm out of here. Y'all have a good one.
You too.